Going live. We're going live.
We have been at live,
We
at least
haven't.
on YouTube and Facebook
Hi,
and
YouTube.
Twitter.
YouTube, and where are we live?
Everywhere except Instagram. I'm having trouble with Instagram. Unable to connect. Why would that be?
Hello.
Huh.
Hello, Internet. Who are we waiting for?
We're waiting on Instagram. I don't know why
Instagram.
is trouble.
Instagram, get it together. You're usually the first ones.
I know. Right, it's strange. Alright, you know what?
Coco, we don't lick faces. That's not the. We're not that kind of household.
But you can start. I'll get Instagram up. They're just gonna miss some of it.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Get down, Coco. Yes, I just used the dog to wave at you. Hello, everybody on the internet. My name is Reggie, and this is the Berkeley Poetry Slam. Woo! Gang, 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 gang. Right here every Wednesday in your living room or your bedroom or maybe your bathroom. I don't know where you at, but I do know you are watching our weekly poetry slam. But before we begin, I of course have to give thanks to the people that make this show happen. We have been doing this for over a year now, providing, free poetry to the community. It is not free to produce this show. It is not free to book features. It's not, because shit, Zoom's not free. And there are amazing group of people over on patreon.com that are supporting us monthly to make sure that we continue to have the funds happening to make this happen. Without them, this work would not be possible. So thank you to Alice Nami, Melody Montgomery, John Romankiewicz, Stephanie Yeboah, Renee Edmonds, Emily Chow, and Calla Lily for risking it for the biscuit with us. Thank you to Jessica Kozakik for sponsoring one of our weekly workshops. And a special thanks to Alice Grimm and Rebecca Abraham for pledging $100 a month in support of one of our venues, the Allen Bluford Center. Our average donation is $11 a month, which means that for less than the price of a whole Netflix subscription, you can support a global literary and performing arts movement. If you enjoy any of the work that you see here, or just love arts and believe in reparations and liberations for oppressed people, head over to patreon.com/richoak events to donate monthly, or you can send a one-time donation via Cash App, Rich Oak Events, Venmo, Rich Oak Slam, or our GoFundMe, which will also be linked in the chat below. Thank you to everyone for your support over the last year. We hope to be back in person soon. Things are opening up. We will have more information on that in the upcoming months. But yeah, it's a poetry slam. Yes, which means it's a competition. We have 5 amazing poets duking it out tonight. Uppercut, left, right, with the words. So yeah, but with every competition, there are in fact rules. First, for our competitors, no props, no costumes, no musical accompaniment, no nudity. This is a family live stream. But more importantly than keeping your genitals in your pants is keeping your poem within our time limit, because you have 3 minutes with a grace period of 10 seconds to spit your poem. After 3 minutes and that grace period of 10 seconds, you'll be deducted points by our scorekeeper, Mike Taylor. After 4 minutes, you will be muted, music will be played, and I will have to awkwardly recover and host the rest of the show. Please don't make me any more awkward than I already am. It is physically painful for me. It will be physically painful for you. So above all else, please don't go over 4 minutes. We have this wonderful tradition, this gimmick, this ancestral gaslighting, if you will, called Word of the Day. where we force poets to jam a random word from the Merriam-Webster word of the day into their poem for an extra point. Our word of the day today is colleague, which is an associate or co-worker, typically in a professional or in a civil or in an ecclesiastical office, and often of similar rank or status, a fellow worker or professional. If you use colleague in your round one poem, you get an extra point. Judges, you don't have to worry about that. We have a scorekeeper that is keeping track of that. Speaking of judges, y'all have rules too. First, y'all will be scoring each poem from a zero point 0 to 10.0 scale. 0.0 being the worst piece of shit you ever heard in your life. It's like Mondays during a Mercury retrograde, during a Trump presidency, during a climate crisis. So like one day in 2017. And that's just a 3.2. A 10 is the best thing you ever heard. It's like Friday, except you didn't have to work because it's a long weekend and you get Friday and Monday off, and you get Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday off because you quit your job because you have a whole bunch of money in savings because capitalism hasn't been fucking you. And that's just an 8.2. Point being, there's not a lot of zeros, there's not a lot of tens. Please score accordingly. There's this thing called score creep where as the night goes on and we may be enjoying the vibes, the poetry starts to sound better. Don't do that shit where we start scoring poems better at the end. No, that's not fair for the people that had to go first when you were sober and not vibing, but they were just as good as the people who went last. So, to cut that shit, we are going to help you by giving you a sacrificial poet. They're not going to be competing, but they're going to go before everyone else as your calibration. So, you're going to score them just as if they were competing, and any poems you like more than them, score them higher. Any poems you don't like as much, score them lower. Lit. And please, please, please send your scores to our scorekeeper, Mike Taylor. I will announce the scores for the previous poet after the next poet, if that makes any sense. You'll see it in action. Cool. And then for you sitting at home watching us on the live stream, you have rules too. First, like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe to our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the Berkeley Slam. Follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Bay Poets Unite. We do a shit ton of shows every month. This is not the only thing that we do. We are not a one-off event. You want to stay Saweetie tapped into everything that we do so you can participate in our workshops, participate in our slams, maybe win a little bit of money, but you don't want to get left in the dust because you wouldn't click that follow button. So go ahead and do that. And then second, we need you to comment on the feed. Let these poets know how much you love these poems. Good vibes only, positive vibes only. We don't want no hateration or holleration in this dancery, but we do want percolating while you wait. Let me stop. Don't let me get into Mary J. Blige. But seriously, we love to see what you have to say, the positive energy that you are sending to these poets. It really does warm my heart and warms the hearts of a lot of the people that are watching the comment section on this stream. So make your positive voice be heard. Lit. So, shit, I do not have the right list in here. Let me go ahead and get that. So we have 6 amazing poets tonight, and they will be reading in this order. We have Breeze the Poet, we have Tino VH Jr., we have Lyrically Gifted Brother, we got Susty J, we got Nicole Tracy, and we have Josh Merchant. Give it up for everyone who is going to be touching this virtual stage tonight. Unmute yourselves and cheer, everybody. Woo!
Woo! Yeah!
Woo! Yay! But before we begin, we need our sacrificial poet, someone to get these judges ready to score poetry. So I need Breeze, you are on deck, but give maximum love to your sacrificial poet of the evening. Give it up for Reggie. Oh, it's not Coco.
Ow.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Content warning for violence and anti-Blackness. The Black body knows how the back will break, and still it will try to bend for white America. How to snap itself into a crackling hymn. How to unravel into blood-nectared devotional. In short, the Black body knows how to decay beautifully for a white audience. How to die pretty in its best clothes and the trace of its last smile still gliding across its lips. The Black body is a quiet prayer, is a whisper of the wind to a vengeful God, a silent plea to the loudest bullet. The bullet knows the blood. The blood knows the splash of itself against the concrete. The concrete knows the soft caress of a Black body against the sidewalk. The sidewalk knows that this country will wash away the evidence of death by the morning. Knows that the blood will nourish the weeds growing from the cracks in its skin. The weeds will bloom the biggest flowers. Every dandelion, a quiet memorial for the Black boys forgotten on the asphalt. Yellow suns rising as a mother's son is set into the grave. The Black body has always been dirt before it is flesh, is dust before it is bone, becomes a burial before the funeral, before the dying, before it even has a chance to live. And I wonder exactly how many corpses I know by name. How many cemeteries hold my childhood friends? We know death so well, we choose to call it by a different name, a passing, a homegoing, a bloody sunset painting the sky into a scarlet wound. Niggas know death like we know our cousins. I imagine it chasing the streetlights at dusk as I run home to the safety of my mother's arms and the ass whooping she would bring if any of her babies dared tempt the monsters hiding behind the shadows, and how she warns us of all the Black kids that didn't make it inside before the night did, and how she tells us of how death will break down the door if we don't answer it. She tells me never to answer the door. Just like she never answers the house phone for fear of the bad news it will bring, for fear that the next time she'll see her baby in his Sunday best will be in a casket. And it's sickening to think about exactly how much of our breath this country is willing to steal from us. How they will sing so beautifully at the funeral, but forget our names by the time the last tears fall on the flowers left on our graves. A Black boy dies, and a meadow of petaled rock grows in his place. White folks will stop and admire the roses, but forget the blood that stains them red. You know, I could die tonight, and they'd pull a bouquet from my twisted spine in the morning. They'd say, damn, what a shame Reggie is gone. But did you see the way the garden bloomed when planted over their bones? Thank you. All right, give it up for your sacrificial poet.
Woo!
I don't know who they were, but they were kind of fine. Don't ask for their number. They don't have service. Lit judges, that was your sacrificial poet. Y'all are now experts, so please send your scores to the scorekeeper. This is the longest that we'll get to you. Usually by the end of the poem, you know if it's going to be like a 6 point, I don't know, or like a 9 point Yashamini pop. But yeah, lit. So we have our sacrificial poet, which means that on deck we have Tino VH Jr., but give maximum love to our first poet competing in our slam tonight. Give it up for Breeze, the poet.
Check. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hey, yo, brother, step outside for a second. Nah, homie. Don't sit down. Don't get comfortable. Let me tell you a story real quick. You remember her? Yeah, she was a firework that I wanted to ignite and explode into beautiful with. That you were the last spark to sell her off and decided to run away with an old flame, and now she's scared the thing ain't worth the ash. And you remember this one right here? Yeah, she was the goddess that I made myself an altar for, but you had already wooed her with worship and had religion all on your tongue, venomous scripture that made her believe her holy was a lie. And basically what I'm trying to tell you, my brother, is I'm tired. I just want somebody's daughter to be wrapped in, but they too busy licking wounds you left to fathom that my passion isn't just another scar waiting to happen. Here I am, all open arms trying to embrace her awesome, while she was wielding the shards left of herself like a sword, scared to let down her guard, because the last time she let it stagger, your whole ass left her shattered. And so now she's just the pieces you left her in. Too busy questioning my intentions to let me in, and it's frustrating. I know my heart, but understand her hesitation, because men are fucking trash, and I'm guilty by association. It ain't shit I could show her. She's already seen it, and she's been heard it all before, just not from someone who means it. Look, I'm out here looking for my forever, but you the ex that keeps marking the spot, stealing and squandering someone I would treasure. And it's this point where it's personal. You owe me for this shit, because every open heart closing that you trolling being bogus causes me to lose hope. Bitch, I'm too lonely for this shit. So right now, I'm beyond rhetoric. Fuck the cute concepts, this is all flex. All tension is the core, all tense is the cause tension. Don't take shit out of context. This ain't pretty words at all. This is what happens when a broken heart won't be resolved with anything less than a broken jaw. See, I'm realizing that this ain't even about the women. They fixing themselves for the better, and as you can see, I am entirely too unraveled to hold them together. But you out here run around fine, unbothered, leaving all of us fucked up where your luck's up, because I said the next person to break my heart, we squaring the fuck up. So run me my fade, little boy. Come get your head cracked in. Because I don't feel like dealing with my loneliness in a mature fashion. I'm saying, bro, throw them things up. See, I'm emotionally unstable and only feel like acting in anger. And honestly, this anger is actually sad. I feel inadequate, unworthy of love, and this punch is just a twisted way of me reaching out for a hug. I feel unwanted, like no one will appreciate or cherish me, so I'm wilding, using rage and violence as a form of therapy. You could call it projecting, immature, or even childish too, but I'm about to knock everything wrong with me out of you, square up. This is for every tear, fuck boy like you made my mama cry. Every man in my life that ain't teach me how to handle this heart of mine. Every woman that dangled love in my face and said I wasn't enough for it, and every time I beat the shit out of my own heart because of it. Knuckle up, little boy. I swear I ain't paying, because hurt people, and I need someone else to feel this pain. Square up. Run me my damn face.
Yeah.
Poet.
Let's go.
And our
All right,
sacrifice
Breeze.
got a 25.6. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poetry, never the points. Gang. Do you know why I brought Coco here today? I brought Coco here to ask you for money. Yes, it is time for your tithes and offerings here in the Church of Rich Oak. Yes, we have been doing amazing work over the last year. We have been able to donate over like $7,000 to local Black organizations doing amazing work in our community. We have been able to provide over a year's worth of programming at no cost to our poets, to our performers, or to you as an audience member. We've been able to provide literally over 100 workshops over the last year and a half for free to the public, while also paying our artists. None of that has been free. So we are calling on community to come help us continue to be able to do this through the remainder of the pandemic. So we have a GoFundMe. We have a short-term goal of $5,000 to raise. We are currently at like 1,200. I'm gonna challenge y'all. Donate. If you like anything that you hear tonight, donate, even if it's 5, even if it's 10, anything that you can give, all of it, and I do mean all of it, goes right back into running this show, make sure that we can pay educators, pay performers, pay poets, and just really support the community that we are so heavily entrenched in. So we will be putting that GoFundMe link in our comment section. If you hear anything that you like, if you are able, I know it was just the first of the month, I know I paid my damn rent, but if you have anything extra to spare, please consider donating to us. I promise we're amazing. Lit. So on deck, while the judges are getting those scores to Mike, so on deck we have lyrically gifted brother, but give maximum love to our second poet of our slam. Give it up for Tino VH Jr.
Can y'all hear me?
I can.
You can?
You're good.
Abolish ICE for white people comes off like saying Jesus wasn't white or Mayo isn't that great. And it never will be. Or when I say privilege, they'd be like, what do you mean privilege? And I'm like, you put a wall in place to deem the people a nuisance in your country, or you call your colony designed by immigrants a country, then ban everyone else from coming in. I mean, abolish ICE because undocumented families shouldn't live in fear of being split apart, because no one is illegal, because borders and legality are colonial constructions. I'm tired of losing my people and their world's America's cellular project. When someone says abolish ICE, the whites be like, well, what should we put in its place? That statement, so rich with lead, incarceration, and genocide, they probably only imagine bullets and cell balls for folks like me, but then put the fool within 23 and me results say their ancestors aren't from here. You see, you have to laugh at these white settlers that say that call us all immigrants, describe that we become citizens, yet deny everyone who was here first thought right, and that's not a mistake by their part, that's by design, because they can do anything to you if they label you illegal. They can do anything to you if they label you a criminal, uncivilized, for not following the rules. See that your dignity is tied to the system while hacking away your humanity. At the time of this poem being written, there are still undocumented children detained, numbered, and given away to white families, and this too is genocide. A militia troops ordered to shoot under threat to people who are still miles away, and this too is genocide. A nation of peoples reciting the same hate speech, a seller handed to them, and this too is genocide. I mean, abolish ICE because abolish genocide, because y'all suck if you keeping violence at bay, because we've been having migration patterns long before y'all cut borders onto indigenous land. And yes, y'all are still trying to build a wall on indigenous land, and we're not having it. See how it will deteriorate before it even gets erected. See that where people transcend legality. Abolish ICE because you don't need a justification. Abolish ICE because migration is a human right, and citizenship shouldn't be tied to whiteness. Abolish ICE because abolish ICE. Abolish ICE because abolish ICE. Abolish ICE because abolish ICE.
Gang, gang, gang. Give it up for Tino. Woo! Brah, 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 brah.
Let's go
Gunshot,
poets.
firework. Woo! Holy
Risk
shit,
it,
my
risk it.
laptop is way far down. I couldn't even hear y'all. But I assumed y'all cheered. Yes, and Breeze got a 26.4 once again. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poetry, never the points. The poetry, never the points. All right. On deck, we have Susty J, but give maximum love for our third poet coming up in the slam. Give it up for lyrically gifted brother.
Let's go, poet.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. To the co-workers, the colleagues, that's a heartbeat, a blink of an eye, a breath away from getting their ass whipped. I'm from a beautiful island called Nakayuta, and I'm about to book you a first-class trip. All expenses paid, so don't worry about the cost. And it's a plus two. So bring your gossiping friend and our boss because you are doing too much. And the problem is, you think that outside these walls, you can't be touched, dealt with, handled, placed in the trunk of a car, driven to the swamps, fed to the alligators after your bodies are dismantled, dismembered, disposed. This is for the people that got them co-workers that make you hate everything about him, from the air they breathe all the way down to their freaking clothes. I feel your pain, misery, and grief, how we manage to put up with the colleague, I mean moron, sitting next to us is beyond belief. However, I know what it is. Some of us need our job because we have kids, a dog, a turtle, bills, and just don't want to be in jail for some moron we didn't have to kill. And y'all know the ones I'm talking about. They work every always dirty, but they offering food from their house. They leave work early, but they always late. They take 2-hour lunches and about 40 smoke breaks. They microwave food that funks up the room. Then they come to work smelling like they done spread the entire bottle of perfume. Got the entire office wanting to throw up. Berkeley, I got a question. You ever had a dream your coworker tires came off their car, it exploded, they died, but you knew it was a dream because they still managed to show up? Oh, that made you mad too? And how about the ones that think that they your boss, always trying to tell you what to do? Can you take that order? Can you do these reports? Can you clean a break room before you go home? Look, if you don't leave me alone, I'm gonna break every part of my foot off in your ass. They gonna scream world star when they walk past. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I don't condone violence. When I go to work, I wanna be left alone in my peace, my zen, my silence. So don't ask me to smile or what's wrong with me, because you know doggone well, me and you do not speak. So keep your good mornings and details about your night, because you a hiccup away from getting beat down on sight. Translation, real quick. And for the ones that feel like, well, all my coworkers like me, newsflash, boo-boo, you the one who butt they want to whip. You see, I'm handing out life lessons, so tomorrow just let me be. And I promise you, I won't say nothing to you, and don't you say nothing to me. Have a blessed day.
Gang, gang, gang.
Woo!
Give it up for the poet, lyrically gifted brother. Gang, 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 gang. Bra, bra, bra. Gunshots, gunshots, fireworks, fireworks. What's the
Let's go,
difference?
poets.
Fuck off, Sally.
I guess we've reached this part of the night. Poets, I need y'all to cheer for every single person that comes up here tonight, because as you see, we have a Zoom bomber, a Zoom ghost. This Zoom is haunted by the ghost of Sally, a computerized voice that will creep me the fuck out and threaten to take my job if you don't cheer. It is not funny. It is actually scary. I had nightmares last week fucking around with Sally. So please, please.
Woohoo.
This bitch just said boo-hoo. No, you can't let Sally talk shit like this. Yeah, no, we can't let Sally talk shit about me. Hell no. Sally, if you wasn't a ghost, you'd get these motherfucking hands. I'm sorry. No, we are not sorry. We fuck technology. We are better than technology, which means we are going to be louder than the technology, and we're going to cheer for every single poet, so we don't have to hear from Sally's ass ever again. So y'all will get another chance in a second, because I am introducing the next poets. Oh, and by the way, Tino got a 26.0. Again, I'm gonna say this all night, no matter what the score is, because it's always fuck the scores. It's about the poetry, never the points. The poetry, never the points. On deck, we have Nicole Tracy, but give maximum love to our next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Sus DJ.
Yeah! Let's go.
Let's go, poet. I am a union. I am an onion. How many unions am I in? How many onions are under my sink? I am a worker, I am a newspaper, I am a partner, I am a crier, I am the words, I am the layers. I'm the words, but it isn't dirty newsprint that's messy with my tears. I'm tired of workers, colleagues left behind. I am the set of shit that breaks me, shit that makes me. How's that for some Venn diagram set theory? Because in this deck of cards, life dealt me a real nice batch, but it ain't as simple as game, set, match. How many unions am I in? How many onions are under my sink? Union, onion, funyun, yum, yum. I am fun. Are you flaming hot? Am I about to get God if I swallow my words? Am I sinking my union pride during this just transition high tide? Or am I sinking my teeth into the earth, eating those fruity pebbles in a rich stone hearth? As I build my own ground source heat pump, am I reminded of that onion whose seeds someone sunk into the soil? I am reminded of that green onion that I sunk my knife's blade into. Then the tears of joy, yes, the tears of grief that singed my eyes, those tears providing relief. How many unions am I in? I am a worker, progressive. I am a partner forever. I am the words together. How many onions are under my sink? I am a newspaper, funny. I am a crier, fugly. I am the layers together. Welcome to the barter economy. We wear onions on our belt, as is the style in this day. If you're down with organized labor, say hey, because here's what I'm trading 4 bars with my percussive prior self, trading 6 packs with my colleagues after finding tech glitches got me in stitches, trading an 8-legged spider for an 8-armed octopus, crawling out at my lunch break, finding that food truck with perfectly fine pupusas. Trading 3 sheets and the 4 winds, trading my eyeglasses for a telescope lens, not sure which direction this ship is taking me, north, south, east, west. Well, we're all pirates, it's a journey. Welcome to the barter economy. We're selling onions, they're union made, cry about it or be about it. Okay, yeah, life with the lemons and the making of lemonade. But the onions are layered, and so are the unions. That's what makes them strong in this barter economy.
Gang,
Poet.
gang.
Yeah.
Give it up
Yeah.
for Susky Day.
Let's go, poet.
Gang.
Woo! Go.
Yes. And Coco's back, which means it's time to ask you for money again. How can you say no to this adorable little face? She's asking for money to support Rich Oak events. We put on the Berkeley Poetry Slam, the Oakland Poetry Slam, and the Alchemy Open Mic, which means we have 7 poetry events a month and 7 writing workshops, all of them free. In order to participate, attend, and we pay our educators, we pay our features, we pay winners of our slams, which means we have a lot of bills and not a lot of income. So it is all up to the support of the community to continue this amazing work through the end of the fiscal year. So any donations you could make to our GoFundMe, which will be linked in the chat, would be greatly appreciated. Coco, I mean, she's looking at something else, but Coco, look at the camera. He says, thank you. Thank you for your support. All right. And for reference, Lyrically Gifted Brother got a 28.4. Once again, fuck the scores. Give it up for the poetry, never the points. The poetry, never the points. All right. On deck, we have a Josh Merchant, but give maximum love to our penultimate poet of the first round. Give it up for Nicole Tracy.
Mic check.
I can hear you.
New shit.
No shit.
Microaggression bingo after Fatima Asghar. B. Baby, you're just so exotic. Baby, I gotta know, you a math Asian or a porn Asian? Baby, you should know I've got that yellow fever. Baby, I don't give a fuck about your name. I just want that exotic pussy. Baby, okay, bitch, ignore me then. I was just curious. So, like, where are you from? I'm serious. Where are you really from? I think your name sounds so cultural. I think you speak English so well. I think you're actually just white/Asian. I know you better than you do. And Nicole, Nicole. Oh, I have a cousin, aunt, sister, other white relative named Nicole. Nicole Masakai. Nicole, free space. I say my own name and breathe power into myself. Nicole, oh, Misaki, as if I am the only Nicole on the planet. Nicole, uncomfortable stare as they try and deconstruct my face. G, great, we've got our diversity quota, says the uncomfortable white smile from a supposed colleague. Great, another woman I need to pretend to listen to. Great, so you can do all the emotional labor so I don't have to. Great, I can totally be racist around you, right, model minority? Great, something else I have to pretend to care about. Oh, did I say something fucked up? I thought I could get away with it. Oh shit, it's your mom that's the white parent? So she's into Asians. Oh, you must love anime and be great at math. Oh, but my racism is actually a compliment. Oh, please stop hurting my skewed sense of the world. I don't like to be challenged. Bingo.
Gang.
Yes.
Gang.
Yes.
Woo!
That was all you.
Great job. Great job. Oh yeah.
Woo! Bra, bra, bra. Gunshots, fireworks, emoji. All right, and for reference, Susty J got a 23.2. Once again, fuck the scores. Give it up for the poetry, never the points. The poetry, never the points. All right, on deck, we have our round 2. But give maximum love to our last poet of round 1. Give it up for Josh Merchant.
Let's go, Josh. Let's go.
Let's go, Josh.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Cool. New shit.
No shit.
Oh shit.
The Sisyphus prayer. Gratitude. Today, I will not blame God for the boulder, but thank the divine for the ability to keep rolling through it all. I imagine my ancestors are giants whose shoulders are a ladder I'm climbing upwards, backwards, with this round rock sliding against my skin. Before this, there was rug burn. I don't say this to sound weak. I mean, I am almost used to the scathing. On days I slip, I feel a hand reach up. My ancestors must be so tired. On days I want to run, I hear reminders that it won't stop until I do. When I think of cavemen, I think of the wheel, who chiseled it, and who gave who the tools to do so. By the time these thoughts circle back, the layers above my vertebrae are now wet. There was a moment when the boulder and I were one. I tried to be slick anyway, use my arms and legs to lift my new organ just enough to turn around and move forward, almost crushed too many bones to mend. My ancestors must be so tired. By the time I turned around, hands lifted to separate the boulder and I continued to slide upward, noticed something different. The only pain left was the weight of it all. During a moment of struggle, my back jumped against it and the noise was of two marbles colliding. It was the second most comforting sound I'd heard thus far. Periodically, I'd do it again, would hear their voices keep going again and again, and knock, again and again. Eventually, started to feel trails of dust sliding down my shoulders. Gradually, boulder was rock my size was bursting, whilst my eyes burned from the clouds of sands calming. I turned around and reached for the first hand I could see rising, not in need, but to say thank you. Thank you.
Great job,
Gang,
Josh. Beautiful poem. Let's go.
gang,
Yes.
gang, give it up for Josh Merchant.
Yeah.
Judges, send your scores one last time this round to Mike Lit. All right. Wow, that was our first round. Fire poem after fire poem. I'm interested in seeing what this second round is going to look like. And we already have the order, because the order is a reverse order of appearance. So we have Josh Merchant, then we have Nicole Tracy, then we have Susty J, then we have Lyrically Gifted Brother, then we have Tino VH Jr., and then we have Breeze. Lit. But before we get into our second round, I'd just like to shout out our writing workshop. I've mentioned it a couple times, but there was a lot of damn good writing in the first round. Like, all of the poems, damn good writing. And there's a way that you can be a damn good writer, and that's by joining our weekly workshops every Wednesday, right here, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We know time zones is a thing. I don't even want to get into that, to do the math, to figure out where it is, where you are. Just do the conversion, and you'll have your time. But yeah, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we have a writing workshop run by either one of our organizers or our feature of the night. They are great places for anyone of any writing level. We've had kids in the workshop. We've had 60, 70, 80-year-old, 90-year-old, 100-year-old people in the workshop. It doesn't matter what age you are, what level of writing you are. Come to the workshop, get some writing done. You get to share space with other creative people, bounce ideas, look at poems, and overall, not just grow your craft, but enjoy your craft, because it's a fun space to be in. So if you would like to join our workshop, follow us on Instagram at the Berkeley Slam. There we always post the workshop information for you to join us on Zoom. But yeah, we would love to see you there. And Lit, we have scores for Josh Merchant. Josh got a 24.5. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poetry, never the points. The poetry, never the points. The poetry, never the points. And I do believe I was supposed to say Nicole's score as well. Nicole got a 26.8. Again, fuck the scores. The poetry, never the points. The poetry, never the points. Lit. So we're gonna just slide on into our second round. We already have the order, but we are going to mix things up a little bit, get the judges recalibrated, right back on track, in case they had been caught slipping. So we're gonna have another sacrificial poet. Somebody get these judges warmed up again. So yeah, on deck we have Josh Merchant, but give maximum love for our sacrificial poet of the second round. Give it up for Mike Taylor.
What's good? What's good? Yeah, I'm glad to be back on stage. It's been a minute. I've been working a lot, so this poem is in light of that. Monday morning is normal. That is to say, shitty. There's tacos on Tuesday. Wednesday starts the weekend countdown. Thursday, Friday, you load the confetti guns. 5 o'clock, a launch pad to spacing out. Houston, we have no more fucks to give. After 7 hours and 49 minutes of Friday, there is a public announcement. Dear fellow Americans, we are canceling this weekend and every weekend thereafter. Work will resume promptly tomorrow morning, then static. disbelief, shock. Work colleagues band together. TGIF, they say. Happy hour, they say. This first Friday, we're all trying to act like there's nothing changed, but the next day, Monday morning, is normal. That is to say, people think about calling out sick, but realize they need the hours. There's tacos on Tuesday, but we aren't sure if they taste the same. Wednesday feels like lying in the middle of a dirt track as monster trucks bounce on your spine. Thursday is getting kicked in the face with an ice skate. Friday, happy hour is renamed content with just crying your problems away time. A riot breaks out in front of a government building. Protesters march down the streets with posters chanting, "No weekend, no peace. Give me 2 days to sleep in or give me death." Tear gas breaks up the rally. Monday, normal. That is to say, you shower in a hot pot of coffee. Tuesday, the tacos taste like sweaty blankets. Wednesday, the sweaty blankets taste like moldy yogurt. Thursday, people stare blankly into the hum of bathroom hand dryers. Others miss their bus stop to keep looping around a route that takes them nowhere slowly. What day is it? What day is it? Friday? People question their existence. Ants. Ants work all the time. I've never seen an ant just chilling with a mojito and a pool floaty. Right now, I'm lifting 9 times my body weight in projects due Monday morning. When you work 3 jobs, it's like that. You don't get a weekend. Labor Day, you get a list of sale items and a closing shift. Memorial Day is a merry-go-round to the sound of a priced gun. Sunday, icebergs tear the hull of your resolve. Monday morning is normal. That is to say, you bail out buckets of water to stay afloat. Tuesday, managers ask you if you want to stay late. Wednesday, you break down in the bathroom. Your reflection in the mirror is too tired to look you in the eyes. And Thursday, you start hacking at the shackles on your legs locked to your paycheck. Friday, you move a wall panel to finish an escape tunnel you dug out with a plastic spoon. You can smell sea air on the other side, and you wonder what's on the other side of medical bills you can't afford and working every single day until you die. The next day, Monday morning, is normal. Thank you.
Give it up for Mike Taylor, yo, sacrificial poet.
Let's go. Good job.
Gunshot.
Good thing.
Lit. And I'd like to give a shout out. Mike Taylor is the executive director of Bay Area Creative. They're an amazing, like, I'm a little biased because I'm a former student, but they're an amazing organization that's located here in the Bay Area that does a whole bunch of things from professional development, but they to working in different at-risk and underserved communities. But the main thing and the biggest thing that calls out to me is the work that they do in schools. They go into schools from elementary all the way up through high school and even some college classes now. I see you with Upward Bound, yes. But they teach poetry as a means of self-expression. Like I said, I was a former student back when I was in high school. They are the only reason that I am standing here today, being able to express myself freely and openly and run most of the Bay Poetry Slam. So they're not just people that teach poetry, but they teach cultural building, and they produce poets that go on and do amazing work in the community. So if you fuck with anything that you see here, you should also check out Bay Area Creative because they're our fiscal sponsors. So they do a lot of work to support us. They do a lot of work to support communities, local schools, local students, local youth in self-expression and being active change makers and speakers of their communities. You can visit bayareacreative.org for more information. But yeah, thank you so much for being here, Scorekeeping Mike. We love you. Lit. And Coco's back. Her name is Coco. She's my dog. She's my co-host.
No, she's not.
I see what you did there.
And she just twisted the whole damn laptop. See, this is why we don't take you nowhere, damn. All right. So that was our sacrificial poet, which means on deck, we have Nicole Tracy, but give maximum love to our first poet of our second round. Give it up for Josh Merchant.
Can y'all hear me?
I can.
Cool. A boy walks home alone at night carrying a 12-pack of water. In the South, at this hour, he is one of the few walking, and cars drive by. One of them honks. Who's to say it's not at him? A girl drives home alone at night, blunt in hand, half a liter of water on the passenger side. Who's to say what's healthier for her, sedation or hydration? And the boys wait at the bus stop. Who's to say the wheels on her car aren't records she refuses to scratch? A man is home alone at night, a bottle of Hawaiian punch in the fridge. He's praying to God. Who's to say he isn't one? On his knees in remembrance of his name. His tears aren't red nor sweet, and the water from the tap is questionable. A woman is home at night, can only swallow if thickener is placed in her water. Who's to say she should still be here, swallowing what feels like syrup in a crowded hall of wheelchairs and Dateline TV? A man is telling a boy that his views on water are dated, that the government puts things we don't want into things we need. The boy tells the man the government can also make your water brown and charge you for the bill. The boy then turns to the girl asking to hit the blunt. She replies, "Why are we always so thirsty?" The boy says, "You right, let me get a swig." She says, "That's not for you," and drives away to visit her mother. The woman who's raising her hand to grab her cup is being told to slow down with the liquor because it's not going anywhere. No one wants to say that she might. Until a girl walks in with a half a liter of water and says, "Here, Ma, drink some of this instead."
Yeah.
Gang,
Yeah.
gang, gang, gang. Give it up for Joshua Merchant.
Yeah.
I really love how we brought out Sally once and everybody was like, never again. I really love this kind of energy for us because it is supportive energy.
Sally is dead.
Sally is dead. Long live the live audience. And for reference, our sacrificial poet Mike Taylor got a 27.0. Heartburn. Got a 27.0. Once again, fuck the scores. Give it up for the poetry, never the points. The poetry, never the points. That means on deck we have Sus DJ, but give maximum love to our second poet of the second round, 2 for 2. Give it up for Nicole Tracy.
Mic check.
I can hear you.
Content warning for intimate partner violence. Unsolicited advice on how to tell your partner you've been through hell. You can't forget to breathe. Exhaling is a part of breathing. You are allowed to stay or leave based on their reactions. If they ask if they can hold your hand, stay. If they hand you tissues as you cry, stay. Know that this is the kind of love you deserved but didn't get from someone else. If they give a long, sympathy-filled apology, look at you with pity, and you shrink. Exhale, don't regret telling them, but leave. If they ask where someone left bruises and they leave new ones, do not marvel at the color your arm changed. Exhale and leave them. If they ask what you did to provoke them, do not answer. Leave them. Exhale. If they are jealous, all of your poems are about someone who hurt you. Smirk and tell them they are in a poem now. Do not stay for the material. Leave them. Be proud of yourself for recognizing signs of an unhealthy relationship now. Be proud of yourself for being brave enough to leave. Know that it is not easy, but you are doing the right decision. Know that doing what is best for you is not selfish. Do not blame yourself. You should not have known better. No parent gives you a guide on leaving an abusive partner. You learn as you go, you grow, you breathe, you exhale, you move forward. It is okay to have complicated feelings about the past. It is okay to smile about your first date. Remember why you were happy with him for a while. You know it was not all bad, that they are not an all bad person. There is no excuse for hurting someone they claim to have loved. No number of good dates makes up for the pain you still feel. Some days it hurts more than other days. Remember, it is not your fault. It never was, and it never will be. Inhale, exhale. Try and be the best thing for yourself today. Write without knowing where you know it will go, but know you will feel better at the end of it. Inhale, exhale. Remember, you are safe in your writing. You are safe here now.
Gang, gang, gang.
Yes.
Give it up for Nicole Tracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ooh, loving the cheers, loving the cheers. I just realized that it's funny that we have the guy named Mike answering the mic checks. So, we're gonna call them mic checks with a KE now. It's someone says it's funny because like I'm making all the dad jokes, but I'm not even the dad on the committee. So,
Yo, if I make a mistake on the scores, we can call it a mic drop.
I did not expect you to embrace this so readily. I was expecting to get like oh hell no, like text after this, like please don't do that. Like, but no, you leaned in and I was not prepared for that.
Colin's dad jokes are gonna be insufferable. I'm already knowing.
Yes, because his uncle jokes were a hot fucking mess. For reference, we have a committee member, two committee members, Colin and Chardonnay. They are expecting a child any minute now. They're expecting a child in the next coming hours, coming days. So we send all of our love to Colin and Chardonnay as they expand their family, my family, because that's my people, that's my family, and also the Rich Oak family. Congratulations, it's a momentous step in your life. We wish you all the best, and we'll be there right alongside you, supporting you in any way that you need. Lit.
Like Fast and Furious, we're a family.
Okay, I got sidetracked by dad jokes and congratulations. I don't think I did the scores for the last poet. Joshua Merchant got a 25.0. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poetry, never the points. The poetry, never the points. The poetry, never the points. All right, on deck we have lyrically gifted brother, but give maximum love to our third poet of the second round. Give it up for Susty J.
Yeah. Let's go, Susty.
Ten years ago, I left my soul on the starry stage, and now I'm picking it back up off the dance floor, picking up that plow, because I'm inspired by the self. Poetry isn't something you just buy off the shelf. My distributed power and privilege, I might yield my talents to the workers. I might yield my body to the stage. I could yield my time to neighbors who need helping, whether they're quiet or yelping, because I got rave reviews for the food I'm making and the poetry I'm baking and the safe chances that I'm taking as a white cis man who feels like, I don't know, 100% straight and 5% queer and 105% me. And now let me see straight. Let me see you're queer. You are beautiful too. King Lear was gay? On which stage and why? And who was the director and who the player and who got the player hating degree, PhD in theatrical history? This one goes out to that person in the back with the player loving degrees. 10 years ago, you had my back. 10 years ago, you hollered back. I was like a kid on Christmas, but now I just want to know who was packing Santa's bag that night and giving me the gift for that next riff. I got stiff, but oh no, sometimes when I'm stiff as a board, I'm relaxed as heaven. This bread is still unleavened. Will you break it with me? Will you share it with others under the sheets or on top of the covers? Oh, brother, where art thou? I don't even know if I've seen the film, but I feel like I've heard its tracks. I've seen its footprints in dank panko breadcrumbs lying around my medulla oblongata, giving my blood its pressure, giving my heart its beat, giving my lungs their breath. Until death do us part. It's just you and me, lizard brain, making it rain words, filling our lungs, relaxing our tongues. So let's fry up that alligator and leave its breadcrumbs lying around in the streets, having danced our tails off.
Gang, 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 give it up for Susty J. Do-do-do-do-do. Blah, blah, blah. Fireworks, gunshots, gunshots. It's the hood. I feel like my cheers get more elaborate as the weeks go on. And it's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse until we're at in-person shows and I just don't know how to act.
Did we ever?
I don't think we ever knew how to act, but we tried. My mom tried to raise me.
Points for
She did a good job, you know. She couldn't account for the streets. Like, damn, you know, who does that? Who says, I'm going to raise my kid 20% and the street's going to do it 80? Like, that wasn't the plan, but, you know, shit happens. But yeah, for reference, Nicole Tracy got a 26.5. Once again, fuck the scores. Give it up for the poetry. Never the points. The poetry. Never the points. All right. And on deck, we have Tino VH Jr., but give maximum love to our next poet coming up on the slam. Give it up for lyrically gifted brother.
You hear me?
Let's go, poet. We can hear you.
I can hear you.
When using a fire extinguisher, the procedure is PASS. P-A-S-S. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle, squeeze the trigger, and sweep at the base of the fire. Of all the procedures I've been taught, none could prepare me for the fire-filled words escaping the chimney of my daughter's throat, which alerted me that in the lungs of her happiness, there's smoke. When I asked what's wrong, the calm waters of conversation normally sailed over became rough. She said, Daddy, I found out that kids at my school identify me as the fat-ass black girl with the afro puffs. A chance to pass. I became firefighter and father. I pulled the pin, I aimed with compassion. I tried to extinguish the combination of combustible contents that crippled the confidence of my daughter, squeezing the trigger in my throat. Fire hydrant words turned flames into fizzles. Tearful thunderstorms that rained from the gray skies of her eyes were now drizzles sweeping at the base of her heart. I told my daughter she was fabulous, not fat. She said, thanks, Dad, but you're my father. You're supposed to say that. But she laughed. I salvaged a smile from the building of my baby's beauty. A bully burned down, leaving nothing but ash. Then, weeks later, after rescuing my daughter's self-confidence from the burned rubble, I got a phone call that her sister was in trouble. Apparently, the bullies returned to their bullying behavior, causing my baby to barricade herself in the bathroom and cry, but transforming her sister from sibling to savior, a full-blown blaze burning through the school until scorching their class, then alarming them that bullying her sister results in the procedure of her whipping their ass. And honestly, I wasn't upset. Because when it comes to bullying, a suspension is all they get while your child tries to fireproof feelings so an arsonist's words won't leave them engulfed in flames caused by an accelerant of insults. coming from a hateful individual with personal issues, but I get it fully. Someone 4th-degree burned you so bad, it damaged the beauty of your bones, masculinity of your muscles, leaving scar tissue. But when it comes to bullying, there is no procedure I can follow, because I know that if my daughter tried to escape the jails of your judgment by freeing the blood and prison in her wrist, that is a hard pill for me to swallow. Your words will not be the noose around the neck of her future in a video that goes viral, because I promise you, if your parents do nothing after they were told, may God have mercy upon my soul, because apologies are not something I will be seeking. Forgiveness is between you, them, and God. I'll arrange the meeting.
Gang, motherfucking gang. Give it up
Yeah,
for
let's go.
lyrically gifted brother. All right, and for reference, Susty J got a 21.8. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poetry, never the points. The poetry, never the points. All right. And we're gonna keep it moving. We're almost to the end on deck. We have Breeze, but give maximum love to our penultimate poet coming up on the stage tonight. Give it up for Tino B.H. Jr.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I hope there are no bones in my words to hold themselves steady. The San Andreas fault line has prepared them for something of this magnitude. They will shake but never misremember the stomping grounds I blossomed from. They feel like someone else's lifetime ago. Of someone's old Nike strung on pigeon cords in deep East Oakland. I hope the sun hangs there over those cords and never ages. I hope for a freeze frame of a time when everyone was under their own ceiling as the children commemorate at the closest corner with that busted fire hydrant and call it a swimming pool. I know the joy back then was enough to fertilize our front lawns for our flowers and our produce and our gardens. I hope whoever is alive between these words are alive because I'm a result of the legacy. They always grant me guidance. Yes, death is rogue and always the final route, but it doesn't mean we can't turn stones while we're still alive. Pay respect to all the coasts that come and go. This is still their home too, as much as it is ours. My wish has always been to elicit desire to live in my writing. There's a lifetime spent with living here and honoring the dead, a duty to fall in this cycle. I am just starting my ancestor work early. My words, duty-ridden, warrior ready. I am not dead on arrival, just always familiar with its presence. I hope these words make a ghost of me. Hope these bones are the only words half when I'm gone, that someday I'll be compost enough to be claimed by soil. Some time ago, I buried my heart under the roots of an oak tree, said, this is where I will stand. Long after I fall, I am done wrestling my purpose in this world. I'm just going to keep giving back even after I'm gone. And I'm sorry if that comes off as martyrdom. I come from a city where bodies are dropped at the gates of my school. I am just aware of how much infinity is snuffed from us, of all the breath we draw and it's still not heard today. I promise I would own each breath because this work is never done. I hope you keep writing. Hope you live with your ink still spilling from you, seeking revenge or truth raw in your throat. So when the autopsy comes, we won't know what to make of your eternity. Hope you make it your final choice, even when they try to rob from you. And trust me, they will always try to rob from you, but they won't ever unearth you unless you let them. I hope you still blossom in your metaphor. Hope you sign yourself into everyone's memory. Hope someone honors your ink and makes a painting, a canvas, a mural out of you. I hope you stitch your story in the sky out of reach. All the poets, a symmetry of their life told in their truth. I hope you cradle your writing when you grind across tectonic plates. Your bones are always ready for this aftermath. Keep writing.
Gang, motherfucking gang. Give it up for Tino VH Jr.
Yeah, keep riding. Love the message.
Brah. Gang. The hood. All right. And for reference, lyrically gifted brother got a 27.6, my bad, 27.6. 0.6. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poetry. There's two halves. My other hand is busy. Never the points. The poetry, never the points. Lit. On deck, we have figuring out these scores, and I mean, I would say going the fuck home, but like, given what time it is on the West Coast, and assuming that we have people from the West to the East Coast, we're probably all at home, so going the fuck to bed. So on deck, we have going the fuck to bed, but give maximum love for our last poet of the night. Give it up for Bree.
Let's go.
Could you start your video?
I'm sorry, my bad. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Gotcha.
Do I have to be on the screen? Because I gotta read the poem. And it's on my phone.
No, you don't.
Okay. A Facebook post of defeat. Y'all, something is wrong with me. I'm not motivated to write, much less compete, and I really don't know what to do. And my friends sow flowers and speak of my need for rest and peace, but it only reminds me of the dead I feel inside. But then a friend, resident asshole, Lamar Hill, comes and gives me love that grips like a boa constrictor, telling me to hold myself together. He says, you have the rest of your life to chill, breathe, rest, and die. Get off your ass and go lose. And lose again until you are tired of losing, and then go win. Because that's what we do. That's all we do. And when he said this, what I heard in my heart and my spirit moved, what I heard was, what you doing down here, boy? All rock bottom resolve like this. How you forget the dirt when you got everything you own out the mud? Boy, you ain't tainted or soiled. You are soil. You ain't stuck. You're planted, rooted exactly where you need to be. But here you go, standing all fruitless tree, looking famished. But you show me a bush, and I'll show you a ram in it. Boy, what's wrong with you? Everything you fighting for, and now you content being a victim, a casualty. See, one thing a blessed fool always got is the audacity to think you can afford to not be a blessing. See, the fact that you made it out of all you went through is exactly what purpose and anointing get you. So how you sitting here thinking you broke, like your mind ain't money, like your brain ain't a brand? Oh, you forgot how that child support got paid before that 9-to-5 wage? Didn't you take the last 10 you had and flip it into a 30, and took those 30s and flipped them into birthdays? You went from homeless on a Greyhound bus bench to a Greyhound bus trip to an awesome ass Christmas for them awesome ass kids. So what's all this broken? Like you ain't a socket wrench Sonic, a screwdriver soliloquy, like you can't hammer to nail Hail Marys into hearts. Like that woman ain't stay alive after hearing your poem and now has a gorgeous baby boy. And ain't your words help create life when she ain't give a fuck? And ain't that immaculate conception? And now you got the nerve to walk around looking like ain't nothing biblical about you, boy. Or you forgot to lose? You forgot how to lose? Didn't you lose your soulmate on a Christmas Eve and still granted yourself the gift of life after the morning? Didn't you lose your first king of the South and ain't lose again for 5 fucking years? Lost your first nat and won the very next one. Lost your first eye whips and won the very next one. Didn't you lose and find yourself in all this bullshit before and still won? You beat every heartbreak every time you allow yourself to love anyway. You beat depression every time you get out of bed. So I am asking, what are you doing down here? Looking lost, looking like you lost when the fact is you won as soon as you showed up, because that's what the fuck we do. That's all we do is show up and win.
Gang,
Gang, gang.
give it up for Breeze, the poet.
Let's go, Breeze. Yeah.
Gunshot, fireworks, the hood, and the suburbs. Wow.
Bringing down the property value.
That was our last poet of the night. So while I'm getting scores, and just for reference for this, the last 2 rounds, we have Tina with a 26.6 and Breeze with a 27.3. Lit. All right. Let me get it together. All right. Wow. Thank y'all so much. Wow. Now that it's all over, the scores are all in. I can say this and stop being an unbiased host. What the fuck? Everybody was so fucking good tonight. Oh my God. I see y'all writing. I see y'all performers. Like shit. Some of y'all must be practicing for something. But no, everybody here was amazing and cool, and I can't wait to look at who has won. So I think we have our
Silver is blue instead of gray because that was just awkward.
okay, I think you're looking at the round rank. You want to look at the slam rank. It confuses people every single time.
It's the slam rank, not the round rank, so that's not correct.
So I can see it. So all right, I need a drum roll. I'm surprised Arvin doesn't have one keyed up. You got Sally because you're too busy fucking around with Sally to fuck around with some drum rolls.
Hey, I don't want us to get copyrighted.
We're not gonna get copyrighted off a damn drum roll. If we get copyrighted off a drum roll, I'm going to sue the motherfuckers who did drumline. Anyway, in third place, winning 30. That's not a 3. Winning, is that a 3 on your end?
20.
30 whole.
20.
Oh shit, 20 whole American dollars. See, let me stop. I can't do math. Winning 20 whole American dollars in third place. Give it up for Nicole Tracy.
Yeah.
Hey.
Thanks. I'm going to bed because it's almost 1 a.m. and I have to be up for work at 7. But thank you. This is always worth staying up late for. Go to the writing workshops. They're wonderful.
Yes, definitely come to the
Thank you,
writing
Nicole.
workshops. Thank you so much, Nicole. All right. Second drum roll in second place with a 53.7. Give it up for Breeze.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's go, poet.
Keep riding.
All right. And in first place.
My bad. I'm at, like I said, I'm at work, y'all.
I feel that.
I'm at work right now, but that's what's up. Thank you. So glad to be here. Poets were amazing.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming and spitting poetry. Thank you for sharing your art with us today. And that means in first place, winning 50 whole American dollars with a 56.0. Give it up for Lyrically Gifted Brother.
Oh yeah.
Man, appreciate y'all for having me here, man. Every poet was phenomenal. I listened to every poem, even though I'm sitting at work, as y'all can see, watching these damn screens. Yeah. But I truly
everybody's working.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
man,
you at
we
work,
got
hey, Rose. See, I gotta move around, bro. I'm at Amazon, putting up boxes and totes and shit, bro. Hey.
Dude,
Damn,
we love
bro.
your poetry just as much as we hate our coworkers.
Oh, wow.
Look. I'm supposed to be an unbiased host and all, but you got the best last lines I've ever heard. You know how to end a poem.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
I don't think I've ever heard a poem get ended with "I'll arrange the appointment with God" or "Have a blessed day."
After going off on them ham, after going ham
Right.
on them.
Thank you so much for sharing. Congratulations. You just made paper while making paper. You know.
Can I steal that? I want to use that. Making paper while making paper.
Mhm.
Yo.
As somebody who consistently is always doing like I'm constantly working. Like I'm always doing 2 jobs at once. Making paper while making paper, that is a motto. Thank you.
That is such a word. That is such a word. This is like my
I'm
4th
glad
slam.
it's
This is like
catching
my
on.
4th slam at work. This is like my 4th slam at work. I slam at work all the time, bro.
Gang.
I be getting to it.
Well, I mean, not to get sued anything, but fuck Amazon. So,
I mean, basically, I'm inclined to agree.
So anything you can do to make more money on top of what they giving you, all power to you. Thank you to every single person who's touched this mic tonight. Thank you, Josh, Nicole, Susty J, Lyrically Gifted Brother, Tino VH Jr., Breeze. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Arvin. Thank you, Prophet. Thank you to everybody who made this possible. We will be here right here next week, next Wednesday, with our amazing feature, Michelle Dodd. So, like, you don't want to miss this feature. You don't want to miss next week. It's going to be Liddy, Bo Liddy, Banana Panna, maybe with Henny. Who knows? So, we will see you next week. My name is Reggie. This has been the Berkeley Poetry Slam. We will see y'all next time. Bye.